Well, today, as promised, we're going to do a review of this Asvine number A, or is it V? Number V126. Hopefully that's correct. Welcome back to Stormin Norman Says. I'm Stormin Norman. That must mean I have some things to say. I'm going to break out a little TV table here today for reasons. But we're going to talk about this Asvine today. One of the pens I picked up for Prime Day. And we're going to ink up the other one I got. Hongdian A9. We're going to ink that one up at the end of the video. I'm about to clean out 3 of my pens. So maybe that'll make me feel better about inking up another one. I don't like having too many pens inked up. It's just like I can't use them all. But anyway, we're going to talk about this Asvine today. I'm going to do it here. I've showed y'all the writing. We might do a little bit more. Not so much top down, but I got my other camera here. I can kind of, we'll see how it works out. But this pen, been using it, and here I showed y'all, what was it? Showed y'all the list I made. I don't remember what it was for. Oh, the camera stuff. I wrote a whole legal page with this pen. I've never opened the thing since I got it. And everybody's like, oh, well, you're just not using it enough. I wrote a whole page. I've written several pages in here, and it still ain't run out of ink. I mean, don't get me wrong. I ain't complaining about it. I don't know how many pages I've written in here. But I did my whole planner last week with it. Did my whole jobs at work last week with it. Wrote that whole page. Wrote in my journal with it. And it just keeps writing. So, I got the magic one. So we'll talk about what I got in here. The gray ink. What is it called? Smoke Noir. We talked about that ink before. I'm not going to try and remember where I got it from. But I've been keeping it in my traveler's notebook that I take to work. I dig it. It's translucent. Probably like a polycarbonate kind of thing. And I believe it's like a knockoff of like one of those Pilot custom fancy jammies. So I don't know which one, because I know they got a bunch of them. But it's like a knockoff of one of those Pilot pens. At least that's what I heard somewhere. One of those pen channels that's way smarter than me told me that. But the Asvine, compared to the Jinhao, I bought the Jinhao 9019, the last review we did at the same time. And I like the Jinhao. It's okay, but if I had to pick between this one and that one, I'm taking this one. I cannot tell because it's translucent. It's not clear. So it's not like totally see-through. But it does appear that it has a bunch of ink in it. Like, see where the thing is, the bottom's like down here. There's like, it's a bunch of ink. It looks like a bunch of ink. I could be wrong because, like I said, it's not 100% see-through, but it still writes like a charm. It's wonderful. I'm gonna get my little camera out now. We'll get it over here. This is just a scrap piece of paper I have laying around. I think we actually used it before in another video, but I don't remember which one. But anyway, now how am I going to get the cap off with one hand? We'll use the tripod as it was intended. So let's count the screws. Did we already do that in another video? I don't remember. So put my thumb right there where the clip is, turn it, one full turn, it's still on there, half a turn, so almost 2 full turns, not quite, maybe like 1 3/4 of a turn to get the cap off. And like I said, it writes like a charm. Nice and smooth. It's just all, and I can't, no, this video ain't about the ink, but I do love this ink. I just love how when you write with it, it's nice and black and shiny. And then when it, like, obviously, as we've already discussed, it doesn't translate to the camera very well. But once it dries, it turns gray, which is what color this pen is. Like a translucent gray color. There is one thing, if you can see right there already, without me having to point it out, there is one thing that bugs me about it. The ink in the cap. Now maybe that's just because the cap is translucent. Like under normal circumstances, if you had like a black cap, and like a solid color cap, you probably wouldn't see it. So, you know, probably all most fountain pens have ink in the cap. But because this is translucent, you can see it in there. And it's kind of gross. And I cleaned it out one time, but it's already back in there again. Like, it's not the end of the world, because it's not on the pen itself. It's on the cap, the inside of the cap. And when you're using the pen, it doesn't get on you or anything like that. But it's just unsightly. It's unsightly. So the vacuum filler part was pretty easy to figure out. I did watch a video on it. But it's one of those things, like, once you see how it's done, like, it ain't nothing to it. Not real sure how you would clean it out, though. I should probably do some looking into that. But I guess you could just do it the same way you would fill it with ink, but you just do it in water, maybe? I'm not real sure about that. You let me know in the comments for y'all, because I know some of y'all have a vacuum filler. How do you clean that thing out? But you just unscrew the back part here, pull the plunger out, stick it in your ink, push the plunger down, and once it gets to the bottom, there's like a little click kind of sound, and then it just starts sucking ink up into the pen. You ain't even got to do nothing. It just starts doing it by itself. And then once it's done, you can screw the top down, screw it down, and you're good to go. And you're supposed to, as many people have told me in the comments, you're supposed to, when you go to write with it, you're supposed to just loosen that rear end and write with it. But like I said, I've not done that one time, and it just keeps on writing. So that's cool. You know, maybe if it, the good thing is, if it ever gets to the point where I'm like, oh man, the ink ain't hardly coming out of here, I can just loosen that, write with it, and I'm good to go for a while. So the Asvine, was it V126? I want to say. I dig it. It's got the right shape. It's got the right size. Fits right in my pen loop here of my traveler's notebook. Just fine. And I've been enjoying writing with it. I like black nibs. I like, you know, gold nibs and silver nibs too, but black nibs are pretty cool. I tell you what, I will fill out, I got to fill out my planner for the week. I'll just do Monday and I'll show y'all what it looks like. Alright, well let's do that again because I did not hit record. Here's the pen posted. I don't know how often I post it. The thing about the ink in the cap is when I post it, I'm like, was the ink going to get on the back of the pen? I don't like that. But we'll do the bullets. We've been doing the bullets ever since I did the bullet journal method. We're going to do Tuesday now since I did Monday and didn't record it. I'm going to read Proverbs 5. we're going to read in my book, whichever book I decide to read. I'm going to work on my Sunday school lesson. And I already wrote on here that I will check the comments on this video, even though the video will come out, right before I get home from work. So maybe we'll check the comments on Tuesday also. Make sure we get that taken care of. Tuesday we pay bills. So there's that. And then over here we will record what we had for lunch. So there you go. I know the ink don't look great on the camera, but it is great. My book dart back on there. Put my blotter paper back in there. Voila, she's ready to go. So there you go. We're going to ink up this other pen, and we're going to be super boring about it because I don't have any green ink. It's a green pen. You might say to yourself, you should put green ink in it. Well, I didn't really want green to begin with, but that's what I got because they had green. They all look the same as far as the pattern goes. They had green, they had brown. I think they had blue. None of those spoke to me. Maybe I should have got the brown one. But I was like, I don't have a green pen, so it comes in this tin. Nothing super special, but at least it's a tin. And the Jinhao pens, every one of them I've got just comes in a plastic bag. So the fact that you get a tin is kind of nice. We're just gonna put black in it for two reasons. I don't have an ink that I really want to put in it. Like blue, I got that Robert Oster blue we just put in the Jinhao, so I don't want to do that again because I already have it in two pens. The gray ink that I just showed you in the Asvine, I have it in the Asvine and I have it in the Lamy Safari, so I don't really want to use it again. The black ink is in my TWSBI Eco, and I think that's it. I don't think I have another pen inked up with black ink. Except, the Kaweco, but that's a cartridge. So, one reason we're putting black ink in is because, well, I guess, I don't have any other kind of inks I really want to put in it. I could put my coffee ink in it. I don't think that would really look right. I could put my blood red ink in it, but don't really think that would look right. So we're just going to go with black for that reason, and because I want to use this up. This was the first ink I bought. I just got on Amazon and said, hey, give me some, because I had bought that pen, the Black Forest pen that had the converter in it, and I'm like, crap, this thing has a converter and I don't have any ink. So I jumped on Amazon. Well, what's the cheapest black ink I can get? And I found this Pelican on there for like less than $10 and ordered it. So it's good ink. Like, I don't hate it or anything, but I would like to use it up so I can go buy a different black ink and try it out. See how it is. I've heard of some other black inks out there that intrigue me, but I won't buy it because I have this. So we're going to ink this up. Number 8 nib. Shine bright like a diamond. And I can see I'm using up this ink too. It's not halfway, but I'll probably use up a third of it already. So that's good. Well, I'm trying to get some ink. Nothing is coming. maybe there wasn't enough ink in there for the number 8 nib. So I had to tilt it sideways. And I got a little bit in there. Not a whole lot, but for the purposes of just using this pen and then doing a review on it, should be plenty of ink for that. Got it all over my hands, because like I said, if you're inking up a pen and you ain't getting it on your hands, are you really inking up a pen? Let me write with it. Not going to show y'all because you got to wait for the review. This is the Hongdian A9, and I'm really digging that. I'm really liking how that's writing. That is pretty good. Whatever word you want to ink. It's throwing out the right amount of ink. We'll just say that. It's throwing out the right amount of ink. So, Hongdian A9 review will be coming probably in a week, because we need to do the dip pen. I got the dip pen for my birthday, and that's probably going to be the next video we do. Probably. And I also ordered, because y'all know I have a problem. You know, some YouTubers get on here and they talk about consumerism and all this stuff. Well, I ain't gonna tell y'all not to buy stuff. If you want to buy it, because I dang sure am guilty of doing the same thing. I ordered a new bag last night. It's a camera bag. We'll talk about it when it gets in. But every video I looked at on it, I'm like, this will work for what I'm trying to do, because y'all saw me set up my backpack. If you watched the vlog I did, you saw me set up my backpack to carry my camera plus my stationary stuff to work every day. And this bag that I ordered seems like it is set up for that already. It has a section for your camera and lenses and whatnot that you want to carry, and it also has a section for other things that you want to carry. So pretty excited about that. I'll let you know when it comes. Probably be here by the end of the week. Maybe we'll do a review on it end of the month, something like that. But that's what we got coming up. The dip pen, we'll do that next. Then we'll do this after that, I'm assuming. That'll give me at least a week of using it. And then after that, I mean, we got stuff to do, but who wants to think that far ahead, you know? Let's take things 1 week at a time here. So, appreciate y'all watching. I got a question for y'all, if you have stayed this long. I know me asking you questions doesn't always go well. But what is something that you're into? It might be the pen thing, but maybe not. But what is something you're into? Well, maybe a hobby, something, you know. What is a thing that you're into that most people just look at and they don't understand? Like, I was thinking the same thing whenever I talk about my kilts and stuff. And that was the same thing in my, you know, in actual life. When you decide you want to start wearing a kilt, like, people are going to be like they don't understand. And it's like, well, why are you wearing a kilt? What's the special occasion? I just felt like wearing one, you know? And you get those questions a lot until like I'm in year 3 of wearing kilts, and nobody really, you know, they expect it now. They don't even ask me why. I mean, strangers do, people I don't know do, but all the people I know, they just expect I'm going to wear one every week. So what are some things? Because I was watching, I was scrolling through my Facebook earlier and came across some videos of the military tattoo in Edinburgh, and the bagpipers marching and playing their stuff. And I was like, I should share this video. I was like, nobody cares. Like, literally nobody is going to care about this video. Because I'm into this kind of thing, but most people are not. What is that for you? What is something that you're like really into, but most people are not, and they kind of look at it like, I don't understand. You know, I just don't get it. So I thought that would be an interesting thing to hear about in the comments below. something you're into that maybe some people just scratch their head at. They don't understand what you're into it for. Lord knows I get that all the time. I walked into the gas station 2 weeks ago in my kilt, and the lady behind the counter, like, her eyes immediately, as soon as I walked in the door, looking at me. I'm like, you ain't, you know, if you want to say something, you can. Like, you ain't gonna hurt my feelings. But you let me know in the comments. That's my review of the Asvine. Probably could have been better. But then again, I say that about all of them, don't I? So we'll get back at it. Dip pen next. Hongdian A9 after that. And we'll have us a good time with ink and pens. And hopefully better camera angles than this and better lighting. I'm trying to tell myself every time I record like this, like sitting in my chair in the middle of the room and stuff, I look at the screen on the camera, I'm like, God, the lighting looks terrible. But whenever I go to edit it on my computer, I'm like, oh, okay, that's actually pretty good. So hopefully that's the same thing that happens today. Anyway, I've been Stormin' Norman. I have said things. We will catch y'all in the next one.